Identifying a homicide victim nearly 40 years after the crime. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office recently found the identity of a man who was beaten to death and dropped in Ida, Michigan back in 1986.
The man was tried for the murder in the 90s and acquitted, but the case moved through the court system without a body. New advances in DNA testing helped detectives finally find answers, and turns out a Texas lab is giving law enforcement across the county new leads on a cold case.
Here's I-Team anchor Christina Williams with this week's Case Files.
Closure nearly 40 years later. That's the reality for the family of Sean Bronner. On October 17, 1986, a bus driver stumbled across the skeletal remains in a wooded lot off of Lewis Avenue in Ida, Michigan. An autopsy revealed it was a white male between the ages of 35 and 45. The cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head, and it was ruled a homicide. But detectives could never ID who that person was. After years of waiting, detectives finally got a lead in 2021 when a possible family member matched. But it wasn't enough to make a definitive ruling. That's where Othram Labs comes in.
We've announced over 450 cases that we've worked on with law enforcement agencies.
Colby Lazion oversees the DNA testing lab in Texas. They use multiple types of new technology to identify John and Jane Does across the country. In this case, they had a relative and used SNP DNA profiling to make the match.
Othram's technology was able to develop a SNP DNA profile from those same skeletal remains and then compare them to a likely relative and then confirm the relationship, which was a sibling relationship, and ultimately bring certainty to this case where there had been so much uncertainty for decades.
And it's not the only local case. Right now, the company is also working to identify Toledo's Jane Doe. She was found dead, wrapped in carpet, and set on fire behind a tire shop off of Collingwood. Police believe the young woman was dropped in Toledo, possibly by someone from out of town. She died of a cocaine overdose, but to this day, her identity is a mystery. Detectives have investigated for decades, and soon, it's possible they will finally have an answer about who that woman is.
Being able to assist, having a small part in removing uncertainty so that investigators can get some answers so that families can hopefully close one chapter and open another is extremely important. Being able to have a small part in this is extremely gratifying, and I'm thankful to be a part.
Othram Labs is a private company, and one of the biggest hurdles for police departments is funding. The average test can run anywhere from $6,000 to $10,000. We will keep you posted as new information comes to light in Toledo's Jane Doe case. Meanwhile, if you have an unsolved case that needs attention, I'd love to hear from you. All you have to do is email me, casefiles@13abc.com. Reporting for the I-Team, Christina Williams, 13 Action News.
New tonight.